In silent bounds, watering the mortal's plain, crossing a wide expanse of brilliant peace, Narad, the heavenly sage from paradise, came chanting through the large and lustrous air. As might a lightning streak, a glory fell, nearing until the rapt eyes of the sage looked out from luminous cloud and strangely limbed, his face a beautiful mask of antic joy, appearing in light descended where arose King Ashwapati's palace to the winds in Madra, flowering up in delicate stone. There welcomed him the sage and thoughtful king. At his side a creature beautiful, passionate, wise, aspiring like a sacrificial flame skyward from its earth seat through luminous air. Queen Bride, the human mother of Savitri. He sang to them of the lotus heart of love, with all its thousand luminous buds of truth, which, quivering, sleeps veiled by apparent things. Even as he sang, and rapture stole through earth-time and caught the heavens, came with a call of hooves, as of her swift heart hastening, Savitri. Her radiant tread glimmered across the floor. She stood before her mighty father's throne. He flung on her his vast, immortal look. His inner gaze surrounded her with its light. what feet of God, what ravishing flutes of heaven have thrilled high melodies round from near and far, approaching through the soft and reveling air, which still surprised thou hearest. They have fed thy silence on some red, strange ecstasy's fruit, and thou hast trod the dim moon peaks of bliss. Reveal, O winged with light, whence thou hast flown, hastening bright-hued through the green tangled earth, thy body rhythmical with the spring bird's call. But Ashwapati answered to the seer, as grows the great and golden bounteous tree, flowering by Alakananda's murmuring way, where with enamored speed the waters run, lisping and babbling to the splendor of morn, and cling with lyric laughter round the knees of heaven's daughters, dripping magic rain, pearl bright from moon gold limbs and cloudy air. So are her dawns, like jeweled leaves of light. So casts she her felicity on men. Virgin who comest perfected by joy, reveal the name thy sudden heartbeats learnt. Whom hast thou chosen kingliest among men? And Savitri answered with her still calm voice, as one who speaks beneath the eyes of fate. Father and King, I have carried out thy will. One whom I sought, I found in distant lands. I have obeyed my heart. I have heard its call. My Father, I have chosen. This is done. Astonished, all sat silent for a space. Then Auroville looked within and saw a heavy shadow float above the name, chased by a sudden and stupendous light. But now the queen, alarmed, lifted her voice. "O seer, thy bright arrival has been timed. To this high moment of a happy life, hide not from us our doom, if doom is ours. This is the worst and unknown face of fate, a terror ominous, mute, felt more than seen. Behind our seat by day, our couch by night, a fate lurking in the shadow of our hearts. The anguish of the unseen that waits to strike. To know is best, however hard to bear. Then cried the sage, piercing the mother's heart, forcing to steal the will of Savitri. His words set free the spring of cosmic fate. The truth thou hast to claim, I give to thee the truth. Heaven's greatness came, but was too great to stay. 12 swift-winged months are given to him and her. This day returning, Satyavan must die. But the queen cried, vain then can be heaven's grace. Mounting thy car, go forth, O Savitri, and travel once more through the peopled lands. Plead not thy choice, for death has made it vain. But Savitri answered from her violent heart, once my heart chose, and chooses not again. The word I have spoken can never be erased. It is written in the record book of God. O child, in the magnificence of thy soul, dwelling on the border of a greater world, and dazzled by thy superhuman thought, thou lentst eternity to a mortal hope. Thou who art human, think not like a god, for man below the god, above the brute, is given the calm reason as his guide. Leave not thy goal to follow a beautiful face. But Savitri replied with steadfast eyes, if for a year that year is all my life. And yet I know this is not all my fate, only to live and love a while and die. For I know now why my spirit came on earth, and who I am, and who is I love. I have looked at him from my immortal self. I have seen God smile at me in Satyava. I have seen the eternal in a human face. Then, after a silence, Narad made reply, tuning his lips to earthly sound. He spoke, implacable in the passion of their will, lifting the hammers of titanic toil, the demiurges of the universe work, they shape with giant strokes their own. Their suns are marked with their enormous stamp of fire. The eternal suffers in a human form. He has signed salvation's testament with his blood. He has opened the doors of his undying peace. How shall he cure the ills he never felt? He carries the suffering world in his own breast. Hard is the world Redeemer's heavy task. He must enter the eternity of night and know God's darkness as he knows his Son. For this he must go down into the pit. For this he must invade the dolorous vast, imperishable and wise and infinite. He still must travel hell, the world to save. Haste not towards Godhead on a dangerous road. Open not thy doorways to nameless power. Climb not to Godhead by the Titan's hold. Against the law he pits his single will. Across its way he throws his pride of night. Heavenward he clambers on a stair of storm. Aspiring to live near the deathless sun. Bear, thou shalt find at last thy road to bliss. Bliss is the secret stuff of all that lives. Indifference, pain and joy, a triple disguise. Attire of the rapturous dancer in the wave. Withhold from thee the body of God's bliss. O mortal, who complains of death and fate, thou art thyself the author of thy pain. Once in the immortal boundlessness of self, in a vast of truth, consciousness and light, the soul looked out from its felicity. Then, curious of a shadow thrown by truth, it strained towards some otherness of self. It was dawn, to an unknown face, peering through night, as one drawn by the grandeur of the void. The soul, attracted, leaned to the abyss. A huge descent began, a giant fall, for what the spirit sees creates a truth, and what the soul imagines is made a word. Then Aswapati answered to the seer, I deemed a mighty power had come with her. Is not that power the high compeer of fate? But Narad answered, covering truth with truth, a day may come when she must stand unhelped on a dangerous brink of the world's doom, and hers, carrying the world's future on her lonely breast, carrying the human hope in a heart left so to conquer or fade on a last desperate verge. He spoke and ceased, and left the earthly scene. Away from the strife and suffering on our globe, he turned towards his far-off blissful home, a brilliant arrow pointing straight to heaven. The luminous body of the eternal seer assailed the purple glory of the noon and disappeared like a receding star, vanishing into the light of the unseen.